Right now, Daniel Dubois is the best heavyweight in the world, including Usyk.
Including Usyk?
I genuinely think that Usyk bamboozled him and caused him trouble and everything else. It'll be interesting to see, because Usyk's just spoken recently. He said, I've only got another couple of fights in me. I wonder will one of them be against... will he be against Dubois? Now, if Dubois...
Well, he said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He has said that he will take the winner of the Dubois-Parker fight.
Did he?
MC Guigan's outrageous claim that Daniel Dubois is the good heavyweight in the world, even ahead of Usyk, is nothing short of laughable. Dubois might have power, but he lacks the skill and intelligence to deal with Usyk's precision and ring IQ. Let's be real here, Usyk made Dubois look like an amateur in their first encounter. And now McGuigan wants to rewrite history. Usyk didn't just win, he dominated, and Dubois was left clutching for excuses. Especially after that questionable low blow. Usyk is a technical genius. He dismantles opponents no matter how hard they swing. Duo, on the other hand, is all hype and no substance. And now with Usyk saying he has only a couple of fights left in him, Dubois thinks he has a chance at redemption. Please, if Usyk agrees to a rematch, it'll be another one-sided affair. And this time Dubois won't be able to hide behind his excuses. It's a mismatch in every sense, and Dubois will be exposed yet again.
But Usyk's good at doing that and making people burn more energy than they want to. But yeah, Daniel could do it. You know, he had success in the first fight at times, and I think that confidence might help him get through like the rough patches. But Usyk's is a master in the end. His mind's very, very good. But Daniel could definitely do it. But I wouldn't, my pick would always be Usyk.
Barry McCann's back again, trying to paint a picture of Daniel Dubois as a real threat to Usyk. But the truth is Usyk's mastery in the ring leaves Dubois with no chance. McGuigan mentions how Dubois had success in the first fight, but let's not kid ourselves, those moments were fleeting and driven by desperation. Usyk, on the other hand, calmly dismantled Duo with precision, making him burn energy in ways he never wanted to. Usk's mind is a weapon, and that's what sets him apart. He outsmarts his opponents before they even realize what's happening. Sure, Dubois has power, but power alone won't take down a tactical genius like Usyk. No matter how much confidence Duo brings to the table, Usyk will remain the king of the heavyweight division. In the end, McGuigan can doubt Usyk all he wants, but the reality is Usk's reign is undeniable, and Duo will never be the one to dethrone him. Do you think Usk's reign is truly unstoppable, or could Dubois pull off an upset?
Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Now, this is the interesting one. Daniel Dubois was meant to fight Joseph Parker 2 weeks ago, but he pulled out due to an illness. And all of a sudden, there's rambling, there's words going around, rumors going around that they already signed a deal. That fight is going to take place likely in June at Wembley Stadium.
Now, this is the fight that everyone's been waiting for, Usyk versus Dubois. But let's talk about what's been going down behind the scenes. Daniel Dubois was supposed to face Joseph Parker just 2 weeks ago, but out of nowhere he pulls out due to an illness, and suddenly rumors start circulating whispering that Dubois and Usyk have already signed a deal for their own showdown, likely happening in June at Wembley Stadium. Funny how that works, right? Dubois avoids Parker, but now he's somehow ready to step into the ring with Usyk. Let's real, this isn't about fighting the best, it's about picking and choosing, and Usyk's the ultimate test. But don't be fooled by the hype. If this fight goes down, Usyk will make quick work of Duo with the power, skill, and mind games Usyk brings to the table. Dubois doesn't stand a chance. June at Wembley will be another masterclass, and Dubois will be left questioning his decisions.
But now that you're better, all of a sudden, he wants Usyk. I don't believe he really wanted to fight Joseph Parker in the first place. I think when he beat AJ, it was in his mind already that he wanted Usyk. I don't want that banana peel fight. I might fight somebody and lose, and then I don't get the Usyk fight. And pretty much, this is pussy. This is a bitch-made move. I don't give a fuck. Like I told you guys.
Interview 4. Daniel Dubois has just shown his true colors. He was never really interested in fighting Joseph Parker the moment he scraped past AJ. His eyes were already locked on Usyk, avoiding real competition to cash in on a shot at the big payday. Parker was always a dangerous matchup for Dubois, a potential roadblock that could derail his rise to the top. So what did Dubois do? He pulled out with a slew of excuses, knowing that Parker would break him down and expose him for what he truly is, but now out of. Know where he suddenly thinks he's ready for YK? Let's be clear, this isn't about proving he's the best, it's about protecting his ego and his bank account. If Dubois truly believed in himself, he would have stepped up to face Parker and earned his spot the hard way. Instead, he dodged the real test and now expects a shot at greatness without putting in the work. Is Duo truly a contender? Or is he just another overhyped fighter avoiding the real threats in the division?
Spoke to Frank Warren this week. It looks like we may get Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. We've got a couple of minutes left. This June, potentially at a big stadium.
It's the one.
It's a big fight.
It's the one.
Joseph Parker's hovering there for me as well to fight the winner.
Yeah, listen, Parker deserves to fight the winner, but obviously he should have had the Dubois fight. Didn't happen for whatever the reason. Dubois was ill. Now he's back in the game. But Dubois and Usyk has to be the number one heavyweight title fight.
Frank Warren has made it official. Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois is on, and it could be happening in June at a massive stadium. But here's the real kicker. Why is Dubois even getting this fight? Joseph Parker, a fighter who has already proven himself, is left in the wings, while Dubois, who pulled out of his previous fight with illness, is now being fast-tracked into a title bout with Usyk. This isn't just a headline-making fight, it's a full-blown controversy. Parker was considered the rightful challenger for Usyk, but now out of nowhere Dubois is swooping and stealing the spotlight. What's going on here? Is this fight happening based on merit, or is it just another business move? Boxing politics are once again flexing their muscles, and fans are left questioning the logic behind it. Does Dubois actually deserve this shot, or has Parker been robbed once again by the very system that's supposed to give fighters their fair chance?
Dubois is now expected to chase a rematch with Oleksandr Usyk, who holds the WBA, WBC, or WBO and Ring World Heavyweight titles. Dubois' dad, Stan Dubois, briefly spoke to the Ring about his son's future plans and what caused him to pull out of his scheduled fight last week with Joseph Parker. He said, "Next we want Usyk. It's frustrating about the Parker fight, but he couldn't fight with an infection. Usyk is who we're going after next."
On the other hand, Stu Boyce Daniels' father recently opened up to the Ring about his son's future and the frustration surrounding his withdrawal from the highly anticipated Joseph Parker fight due to a viral infection. While the Parker fight was a major disappointment, Stan made it clear that the focus has now shifted entirely to Usyk. The heavyweight division is on edge as Dubois targets a potential showdown with Usyk, one that could have massive implications for the entire landscape. Boxing fans are chomping at the bit to see if Dubois can make a comeback and avenge his previous loss with Usyk, holding the undisputed heavyweight title. This upcoming clash is all the makings of a career-defining moment for Duo and a game-changer for the division. Can he step up to the challenge and finally take down the dominant USC, or will the heavyweight king continue his reign? The stakes have never been higher.
Why should it be Dubois Usyk? Why don't they step up and let him fight? But listen, I don't pay the money. It's not my, it's if they want that. But I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think Joe should be given he'll get a fight. He'll get a fight.
Interview 7. Meanwhile, Spencer Brown couldn't hold back his frustration. Fully aware of the underlying politics in play, he made it clear that while Parker has more than earned his shot, some in the boxing world are deliberately blocking him from getting the fight he deserves. Brown's words echo the questions everyone's asking. Why are the so-called top names avoiding the real competition? Why is Parker being pushed aside after proving himself in brutal fashion? A point out the stark reality that while he's not the one making the financial decisions, the current situation is all about politics. And it stinks. On the other hand, Brown is confident that Parker's big opportunity is inevitable. It has to happen sooner or later. The real question is, will the sport finally do the right thing, or will the corrupt decision makers rob another deserving fighter of his moment? And are watching closely, and the stakes have never been higher.
Yeah, I think with Daniel it's confidence now, and I think it's a mindset thing. He's got a great chin, Daniel. But yeah, that first, it was almost like a tiredness why he got stopped in the first fight. So it expended a lot of energy. But Usyk's good at doing that and making people burn more energy than they want to. But yeah, Daniel could do it. You know, he had success in the first fight.
Chris Bam Smith doesn't mince words when talking about Daniel Dubois' chances in the rematch with Usyk. He believes it's all about the mental shift Dubois has made. His confidence has taken a leap, And that could be the game-changer Bill Lumb-Smith praises Duo's rock-solid chin, emphasizing that it's exactly what he'll need against a fighter. Like Usyk looking back at the first fight, it was clear Dub Boy's burn through too much energy early on, which ultimately led to his stoppage. But let's not forget, Usyk is a master of draining his opponent's stamina, making them tire out and lose focus. Still, Bill Lumb-Smith has faith in Dubois' potential, saying that with a smarter game plan and better pacing, he could defy the odds and prove Usyk isn't invincible. The real question is, can Dubois adapt and turn the tide, or will Usyk continue to prove that he's simply on another level?
Usyk is a master in the end. His mind's very, very good. But Daniel could definitely do it. But I wouldn't. My pick would always be Usyk.
How does he do it?
Just in terms of, he'd have to just stick it on him, and that's always the game plan with Usyk, is try and use your size. But Daniel's good at, his body shots were good in the first fight. Usyk really doesn't like.
Chris Bam Smith doesn't hesitate to acknowledge Usyk's brilliance in the ring, calling his mind razor sharp and his tactics near flawless. However, despite Usyks' undeniable skills, Bill Smith isn't writing off Daniel Dubois just yet. While his personal pick would always lean toward Usyk, he believes there's still a pathway for Dubois to pull off the upset. For Dubois to win, he'll need to keep relentless pressure on Usyk, never giving him a moment to breathe. Usyk thrives on using his technical brilliance and size to control the pace, but there's a glaring weakness: his vulnerability to body shots. In their first fight, Usyk showed visible discomfort when Dubois targeted that area, and Bill Lumb-Smith sees that as the key to shaking Usyk's dominance. If Dubois can land with power in that region and keep the heat on, it could disrupt Usyk's game plan. The big question is, will Dubois' aggression be enough to dethrone the master, or will Usyk once again prove why he's untouchable?
Why should it be Dubois Usyk? Why don't they step up and let him fight? But listen, I don't pay the money. It's not my, it's if they want that. But I don't like that. I think it's wrong. I think Joe should be given he'll get a fight.
Meanwhile, Spencer Brown couldn't hide his frustration, and it's crystal clear why he sees the dirty politics behind the scenes, and he's not having it. Instead of giving Joseph Parker the shot he has undeniably earned, some in the boxing world are prioritizing their own agendas, keeping the real challenges out of reach. The big question everyone's asking, why aren't the so-called top names stepping up to face Parker? Why is he being overlooked after dominating in such brutal fashion? On the other hand, Brown isn't making the financial calls, but he's not afraid to call it, as he sees that this is all about politics. And it stinks. Parker has done everything required to challenge the best, but the behind-the-scenes dealings continue to block his path. Hence, Brown is certain Parker's next major fight is just around the corner. But will the sport finally do the right thing, or will corrupt decision-makers rob Parker of what he truly deserves?